ask Steve to find me, have lunch. Next time I come down, I want to have lunch with him. And so he called me, we sit down at the lunch table, and they talk about, he asked me, so, you know, I was impressed with your company, how the quality of the cleaning. How'd you do that? And I said, this is what we do, but I impressed him. I said, we treat your building like a mine. That was it. And then when I clean my house, I clean good. As simple as it is. And I try not to forget what I signed for. The contract said, you got to do this, this. I don't want to skip it. We want to deliver everything. I'm not saying we deliver everything perfectly, 100%. No, I don't think so. But we try to be 100% performer. And then he never heard that. So he left. 2 months later, he called me. Sonny, can you come to New York? I sent you an airplane ticket. For what? I said, no, my manager, my boss, the company, Morgan Stanley Real Estate, the president, want to see Joe Presenter, want to see me to hear the same story. So I said, okay. So me and Joe Wilson, my president, went up there New York Airport and get there, and there was a limo driver waiting, and then we got there, World Trade Center. It was before that fall down. World Trade Center, we got there, and then it was lunchtime. The meeting started at 12 o'clock, and then all boardroom. And then it was a box lunch. Everybody get a box lunch. I got 1 hour to talk. What should I talk? Do they know how to clean bathroom? No, tell them what you told Ron Raywell. This guy named Ron Raywell. Now he's the Silver School. He is in charge of the entire world, the real estate entire world. And then what you told Ron, you're just going to repeat what you said. Okay. So while they have a box lunch and I talk, just like what I just saw. And they were impressed. And then what happened? I left. And then one day, after a few years, about 6, 7 years, we still work for him. We got more projects. We got Dallas, Texas, and I got the Virginia, all different accounts. And we got 9 different accounts with that right there. You know, as a janitorial service contractor, getting one contract is like writing stars up in the sky. It's really, really hard. But I just picked it up, take orders, you know. That's what happened. And then, it's not normal accounts, it's Morgan Stanley. This is the best real estate company, the holders in the country, maybe in the world. So I became that. And then Ron Raywell called me one morning, in the early morning, and said, Sonny, I want you to be in Korea right away. Korea? What for? The Korean economy is falling, and we are here to buy the real estate. Really? I heard that. Going back. So you guys going up there and then buy it. Yeah, we got five competitors, the Lone Star, the JP, all these guys are coming here and then buying it, and then we got a problem. What is that? Then we cannot evaluate. Evaluating the real estate itself. I don't know the real estate, the valuation in Korea, because I left there a long time ago. Said, just come on back. Anyway, to make a long story short, I become, the advisor for them. So evaluate. They're bidding on Camco, they're bidding every week. There's hundreds and hundreds of properties coming out to bid, and then we go out to bid. Some win some, lose some, and only 5 companies is out there. And businesses is like a well-known Hana Bank was purchased by what Lone Star. Remember that? That's Lone Star is a teachers the retirement fund. How this janitor got that relationship? It started with a clean building. That was it. Next slide. Now, I already talked about this. This is what I just talked about. It's easier to succeed than to fail. This is Dan Cathy, current CEO, and there's Mr. Cathy who passed away. Next slide. Now, this is the Frank Blake. Frank Blake is a Delta, chairman of the Delta Airline Board, and also chairman of American, the Korean Friendship Society right now. He's a chairman of the board for us right now. But I didn't know him about 6 years ago, until 6 years ago. He called me, well, I got a phone call one day and said, Mr. Park, I want to buy lunch. Who are you? I'm Frank Blake. Who's a Frank Blake? And I work for Home Depot. Oh, really? Is it free lunch? Yeah. Okay, I jumped it, and then I met the Capitol Grill at the Perimeter Mall, and said, why buy me lunch? And then he said, I have one question. What is it? He asked me, he saw the video, I had a Channel 11, then another Business Chronicle. It's still showing every Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. It's the business profile. And I was the #1, the first appearance in that program. And then it's 30 minutes segment, the interview. And during the interview, and I said one thing, they hit him and said, so how the interviewer, the Ed Becker, the publisher of Atlanta Business Chronicle, in the video, asked me questions, saying, how do you grow the company? That there are numerous janitorial service companies, and among them, you made it pretty good. How did you do that? I said, while we're talking, he asked me about the marketing budget. I said, we do have a marketing budget, but we never advertise. So what do you do with the marketing budget? So I said, we invest that marketing budget in the building we clean. We do extra service. It's a few hours a day, maybe a couple, 3 hours a day. There's a list of things that we need to do. You need to deliver this much. This is what your contract says. You got to deliver this much quality every day. But we do little extra. This budget comes from my marketing budget. We don't do advertisement, but we hire extra hours of our employees and then let them clean extra outside. We are responsible to clean inside the building, but we do outside. Nobody does. People, they deal with it years after year. They're always coming in and trying to do less and make more. That's a business nature people think. That's a wrong way to success. If anyone think out there dumb and then I can cheat them by doing less and get more money, forget it. There's no such a thing out there. Anyway, there are most of my competitors that's out there. They're good people. However, they may not do that. I think I'm the only one that actually done it. So I shared that thing at the video interview. He saw that. He said, I was so inspired by what you said about the marketing budget. I tried to do that. It doesn't show. So I said, Frank, you are the vice chairman of the General Electric. GE, he came down with the Bob Nardelli to take over the Home Depot. And then you know all this, and why you ask me? I just can't stand it. I understand what you're saying, but I tried the Home Depot, it won't work. Said, Frank, how long have you been doing it? 2 years. That's not long enough. That's what my answer. And don't expect, this is what I said, if you're listening to me. Don't expect the return, the visible return right away. Don't even expect they recognize you do it. I never did to get praised or anything. I just want to do more. They are the life of my company. Oh, I appreciate it. we're making good money, we're paying, we're big enough company to pay $1 million tax a year. Share that a little bit, and then reinvest in my building. And then customer maybe noticed, or maybe they not. I don't care. We just do it one way. He said, "You're my hero. We'll be friends now forever. I'll do anything what you say to me." Really? Really? Would you be a president, chairman of the American Korean Friends Society? You got it. That's a relationship I got. Next slide. So, hold on. Back. Can you get back? Reputation. It takes a long time. To build a reputation is a long time. If anybody's read my email, it says, under promise, over performance. Don't let the people expect too much, more than what you can deliver. If you can deliver 100, don't tell them 100 or 105, but tell them 95. And then try to deliver 100, and you'll be a hero. If you try to impress them and then promise 105 and you deliver 100, you're a loser. It's not marketing strategy, but it is my way of living. I just don't want to appear to be big upfront and appear disappointing at the tail. It's simple. The reputation takes a long time, maybe 20 years and 30 years. By the way, nothing free. You keep putting in, not a dog. Keep putting in. I guarantee, God knows you're doing it. That's all that matters. You will be there. It's like a savings account in your bank account. You'll be there. Stack it up. You will show one day. Keep doing the good things for your client or friends or somebody. You will be there. I call it reputation. Next slide. Now, out of this, reputation is the oxygen of networking. This building, we're cleaning for Bell South. Bell South now AT&T, right? This is a perimeter mall. Now they tear it down. We clean this building. It's about two buildings, one of each, a 250,000 square feet building. Once again, we did a good job. And one morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, I went to that building early in the morning to check the building, if my crew did a good job or not. So I was walking up and down the stairwell. And when I walked up the stairwell, and then I found out a little dust ball at the corner of the stairwell step. So I cleaned it up and then put it in my pocket. My wife will clean it up later. Put it all dust and then put it in a pocket. And all of a sudden, I saw a lady's shoes. She was coming down. I saw the shoes. I looked up, there's a tall lady stand up there and looked down on me. I said, okay, good morning. Good morning. Are you a cleaning company crew? I said, yes, ma'am. I guess, you must be a supervisor or somebody. I am. And what are you doing? Well, my crew missed that, so I'm here to check, and then found out a little dust, so I'm cleaning it up. And she was impressed. To make a long story short, she asked me to come to his office. I didn't know who she was. And then went up there and found out. She asked me, would you be interested to clean, put a price on the Bell South Tower downtown Atlanta, the North Avenue? That's a bit, you've been seeing it, right? Now they changed the logo to AT&T. That's a 2.5 million square feet. To get that contract, it's impossible. Really impossible. But I just picked up. Wake up in the morning, early in the morning, go out there and pick up a little dust ball. My wife would clean anyway. But I picked up that contract. Just like that. Again, I'm not talking about a story I read it from somebody else's book or movie or anything. This is what I experienced. You get it? So it multiplied 10 times. 10 times. It's not enough. The Bible, the God, the promised us 100 times, 100 folds. But this is the 10 folds. I'll take it. Next slide. This is an interesting story. The networking is important, but take action is important. You got good ideas, implement it. You really need to make it. And don't expect that the thing happen right away. It will happen anyway. Being done. Don't try not to be smart, too smart. I come to the airport, September 5, 1980, this month. September 5, 1974, I landed at Chicago Airport, first time came to the United States. And then I was heading to Indianapolis, Indiana. So from the airport, I switched to small aircraft. Allegheny Airline, there's no more, not anymore here, but Allegheny Airline, I got into this little seat here, and the gentleman was reading a newspaper. And I see this empty table. This is not exactly, I just picked it up, the picture from the internet. But I sit there, and then, here's the first day, and it just landed, maybe just 2 hours in the United States soil. And I sit there like cold. And then the gentleman sitting next to me and reading the paper. He finished the paper and he handed it over to me and said, "You want to read?" So I said, "Sure." So I pick up the newspaper, and there was you saw the newspaper earlier. Jerry Ford, the partner, Richard Nixon, and headliners. But I don't care about that. I went to way back section, and I started looking at the job there, the listing. And I think, it was the first day, right? That's only the second hour. And I was surprised. This is truly land of opportunity. I just left Korea. The GDP was $87. People make a living at $87 per capita at that time. I left the country, and then no jobs at all. That's a 38% or 48% unemployment rate at that time. Wow, this is paradise. And I found this one small ad and say, looking for kitchen cleaner of a steakhouse. It's a Curtis Steakhouse, 82nd Street and North Meridian at Indianapolis. I cut that off, put it in my pocket. I landed, the airplane landed in 20 minutes. It's short flight. And landed at Indianapolis Airport. I walked out the aircraft, and I went to straight. My luggage is still not coming. I went to straight to the payphone right there, and then dial the number at the ad. Say, "Is that position, the cleaning position filled? No. Can I come by see you? Yeah. Can I come by see you now? Yeah. I'll be there." I hung up, I retrieved my bag, and went outside the yellow cab, put my big bag, when you move, you're moving, big bag, and put it in the trunk, and then give that address to the cab driver, say, "Hit me there." A few hours later, a few minutes later, I got there. And then knocked on the door. There was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, nobody there, the manager was waiting. So I sit down, and then I'm applying for the job you press an ad. Very, very poor English. I had to write it sometimes because he doesn't understand my English. Had to do it. He asked me a reference, and I said, "I don't have a reference. I just got here 2 hours ago. I don't have anything to show you, but I tell you what, I'm a good man. I'm not gonna steal anything, so don't worry about it. I just put the eyes that's straight and say, don't worry about it, I am a good man, and so trust me." Then he said, Okay? He couldn't say no, I guess. Anyway, he hired me on the spot. When can I start? When you want to start? Tonight? So 11 o'clock that night, I was started to make it $1.80 an hour, $1.80 an hour, right? I told you that about four times tonight. And then I said, Mister, yeah, you have a place you can sleep? He said, no, you don't have a place to sleep. I told you I just got here. I could go to a place where the school is not open. He said that a few days I still have to wait. And then he goes, all right, there's a $9 a day, $9 a night. The next door, right next door, there's a motel. He put me in there. And then who's going to pay? $9. That's I got 4 hours to get that $9. And he's gonna. That's a benefit. So he's gonna pay for that the room. Anyway, that's what I did. So 6 hours after I landed in the United States, I was making $1.80 an hour. What I'm talking about is take action. Don't wait. The enemy of a lot of people. The enemy word to a lot of people is later, tomorrow. Do it now. You gotta do it anyway. Why just can we do it now? That's the thing. Next slide. Okay. I don't know if we have enough time or not, but I was a top salesman. Told you. This top salesman, how I become? I just said, listen to my boss. Listen to my boss. My boss is Roger Daisley. I told you that earlier. He asked me, if you want to be rich out of this business, do this. He asked me to make 30 contacts a day. 30. I don't have even an uncle in this country. I gotta call 30 different new people every day. But this man is my boss. If he asks me to do it, and I gotta do it, I'll do it. And I'll do it 10% more. So rain or shine, I was contacting 33 people. Tough. But this man makes money, the override, the bonus out of my profession. So he won't lie to me, or he will misguide me. So I trust him and then follow his rule. A lot of snow in the winter in Indianapolis, but I did it. I go to shopping when the rain's so hard. Then I go to shopping mall and then grab some people passing by and then talk to them. You need to buy insurance. That's how I did it. And I become top salesman. I already showed that twice. Have to work hard. I found that five people in my office. There were 28 agents. In my agency, there was about 5 people. Get that. And then each of us read one article of a different magazine. One person read a medical magazine. One other agent read a legal sector, and then other person that read the different economy magazine and the different industry magazines. And then what happened? We come at 7 o'clock. Work started at 8 o'clock, but we come at 7 and start sharing what we read. So with that 1 hour every day, we get new knowledge. What current issues is out there? What's going on in the world? When we meet the prospect, we know pretty much, not the deep knowledge, but we know pretty much what's going on. It's like talk like a scholars. Read it. It takes a lot of work. You got to read a magazine. You got to put that thing as a top priority. So we have to work so hard. And this is what I found, the kind of a cartoon and a drawing I found at the internet. And then I just put it there to express who I was. And then, and here, good looking guy, does it look like me? You know what? You know why my wife married me? Because I'm a good looking guy at first, nice, good. Dress up, nice. Overdress. Please, please, please. Overdress. You won't break your bone. When you walk out your door, dress up and put your button. Don't follow somebody else's roadmap. Your own roadmap. Overdress. Please overdress. Put a tie on it. Okay, somebody else, they come in with a no jacket, or, you know, that's somebody else. You want to stands out like a bamboo, the one of the outstanding bamboo, take a lot of wind. You won't break your bone. Just do one more layer of jacket, and then, number one, you'll be confident. When you dress up nicely, you'll be confident. And go to meeting early. Sometimes I'm not qualified to say this, but go there early. When you're in high school, see what happens when the kids come in late. They feel like they're sinners, you know. They sit in the back and they all, just 5 minutes costs the whole class. Get there early. That's the thing. That's the reason I found out this picture. You know, good smile, big smile. You have to. I had to practice in front of a mirror every morning. You get up and in front of the mirror. Hey, Sonny, how you doing? You're a great guy. Good looking. Big smile. Really? You try that. It make you feel. It's amazing. It won't cost you anything. Try that. It won't cost you anything. Nobody's gonna laugh at you because you're by yourself, right? Maybe your wife or husband say, "You crazy?" Yeah, but do that. So appearance is so important. And then do not eat kimchi during the week. I'm serious. You won't have enough time to eat kimchi later on. Weekends. Would you be around with a smelly guy, a smelly woman? No. It's gotta be. Appearance is a first impression, especially the first impression. So important. Okay? That's it. And don't borrow money. Don't ask anybody anything. Make yourself productive. My mother, I had a great mother. You saw my mother at the video. My mom, we were so poor. We were so very poor. And then, when I went to high school and middle school, I had to walk about 2.5 miles to the school. And there's a streetcar in Seoul. Streetcar, you have to pay maybe 2 dimes. Oh, no, 2 pennies per trip. Very, very, very cheap. But this cheap ticket, my mother didn't have money to give me that ticket. One rainy day, I came home early and dry. And then she asked me, "You got here early?" "Yeah." "How'd you get there early?" "Well, one of my friends gave me the ticket, the streetcar ticket, so I ride it. I didn't walk." She asked me, "Son, I'm so sorry. We're not reaching out to buy the streetcar tickets, but I truly tell you, please don't ask anybody any favor. You be the giver. You should never be the taker." I have a great mom now, I think, but at that time I thought she was insane. Really. Everybody borrowing. The people, this is somebody else's roadmap. When people need something, the first thing comes to their brain is, who can I go get help? Yourself. You get yourself help yourself. The God helps whom helps themselves. You know that. Do not even think about to go other people or other place to get help. It's gonna ruin your reputation. You become a loser or a taker, and that's not the nickname you want to have. You want to be a giver. Just think about it. Among your friends, somebody, every time he call or she call, she asks me something. I don't want to get with her or him, right? But there's a friend who always, what can I do for you? They actually take the action to give me something. Heart, or not necessarily money, but they always want to take care of you. And then I want to close with it. That's obvious. Without people, you will nobody. You will make anything. You got to have people around you, and hopefully the good people. It is up to you to find the good people. How to find good effort? It has to be, you got to start early. You become giver, and you befriend more givers. That's what I think. Next slide. All right, let's go. Next slide. We're getting rushed. Now, this is important. I didn't mean to take this long, but they're getting too long. But I gotta share this. Get out of pond, head for ocean. Look at this guy. He's proud to get that little bit of fish, right? Embarrassing, right? But among all the people fishing in the pond, that's a pretty big fish. Are you satisfied? Were you satisfied with this size fish? Go to ocean. Go to ocean. Get a big fish. Because then you catch a big fish. The smallest fish you can find is 30 pounds. Take the same effort, but you have to have a guts to be brave. It is to fight 5 hours out the ocean. I mean, it's simple, but once you get used to, nothing wrong. I mean, nothing difficult. So I want the Korean community is important and a fun place, but you need to put yourself in a mainstream. Some people, I hate to call other people other than me, I mean, other community mainstream. What do you mean mainstream? I am the mainstream. Why would I call anybody else mainstream? I'm ethnic, I'm a small, and you're big. Give it a break. If you think you're a minority, if you think you are not an outsider and you are not mainstream, I tell you, you'll be forever stuck in that. Don't stuck in the pond. Truly, think about it. Every time you think about it, stay in the only Korean time. Sure, I come on, get along here, I'll spend a lot of time here, but because of fun. But for your career, for your life, go to ocean. Next slide. Okay, this is ocean. You know, networking. It takes the same amount of time, same amount of effort to make a friend. And then this is the art of networking, the result. You join the Chamber of Commerce. Right there, right? Metroland Chamber, Grand Chamber, Georgia Chamber. And then make sure you put yourself up here in that nonprofit, community nonprofit organization. If you don't show that, you will never learn how to meet with the successful people. And I suggest you send your children to make sure they get to Boy Scouts or Girl Scout. Those friends your kids will make will become leader. You look at the profile of the most respectable leaders in the country or community. That most of them were either Eagle Scout, doesn't matter, Boy Scout experience, the leadership training was there. And then your friend, your kids will have a friend, forever friend. As a leader, leaders become your friend, your kids will have the leaders as a friend. Boy Scout is important. Non-profit, when you go to non-profit, Hands on that line, or Rotary Club, or the Lions Club, or Citizens Club, those people are like angels. They rather spend time to serve others. You know, I don't know how many Rotary Club members here, but Rotary Club, we have a four-way test. Is it truthful? Is it for others? There are so many different good non-profit organizations. You go and mingle with them, you make good friends, learn from them. We are ambitious people. The Koreans are generally industrialized and good people. I mean, ambitious and the goal-oriented people. So we get there and start serving the community. I tell you, you will have a lot of friends. Next slide. Success. Okay, you did success. So what are you going to do? For you, buy 2 cars, 3 cars, fine. You want to buy another car, another house? I tell you what, you got to have a plan. You really have a plan for your success. If you have a plan for how to use the success, based on my experience, remember, I wanted to make a $2.5 million to build a nice house, a big building, and the house feed 1,000 families. I wasn't that smart, but God put me in that position to draw that picture. So, 40 years later, I'm standing up and bragging about it. I didn't plan that. Plan for your future with spending your wealth. Wealth of knowledge, wealth of skill, wealth of money, or whatever you have. You will have. If you don't have now. So, this is the next slide. This is what I do. This country, I do other do, but this is the big thing in my heart. This country, the United States of America, did a fantastic job for my life. Give me the opportunity, and then give me the playground, and I become successful. But this country may not going to be that good in 100 years later. You see the Argentina. You see the Venezuela. You see the Spain. You see Greece. All different, even Brazil. This country has the same more resource than we have. The Brazil gas price, people in Brazilians pay higher gas price than us, although they have plenty of oil for themselves. They're producing their own country. The government is so corrupt, and then they have to ship the crude oil to Texas and refine it there and buy gas from U.S. companies. Can you believe that? How dumb that is. Anyway, this country has a 1.2, have bad news. We have 1.2 high school kids dropping out, 1.2 million young people dropping out of high school. 10 years, 12 million young people dropping out of high school. So I go out there serve them to turn around and become productive citizens. Am I doing for them? No, actually I'm doing for my kids, our next generation. Because they have to pay more tax or whatever and to feed them. Because 64% of those high school dropouts will end up jail. And what happened when they end up jail? You gotta feed them. And I don't want your kids to feed more prisoners. We'll have some, but not this many. So this country's future, I'm worried about some pessimistic that the scene I'm looking at with there's too many kids dropping out. We always have some kids dropping out, but 1.2 is way too many than what I see. So there are only so many things I can do, but I spend time with high school dropouts. So we have been running 29 boot camps. I don't own that, but there's a National Guard actually training. That's why they wear the uniform like a military. And we have 29 boot camps in the country. And I go around the few camps and do the training. Mentoring, simulating them with my program called If Sonny Can, I Can. I tell them pretty much, I came here with no money and no English, and I'm a millionaire. So what can you do there? You're better looking than I am, and you speak better English than I am. You have all kind of the system out there for you, but you're making most of it. So what happened? Why not do that? And then I feel like I changed a few lives, so that's what I do. And so I'm having a lot of fun to serving them. Next slide. Okay, we're coming to the end. It's you know, it boils down to the God and me, the relationship in God and me. Like a true Catholic, Mr. Catholic wrote a book, it's easier to succeed than to fail. What he really meant, if you read it, Mr. Catholic, Chief Cadet founder, said, if you go by the Bible, what the Bible, God gave all the manual, life manual, what to do, what to not do, you go by that, you'll be successful. But people start following the rule of God, and then they're changing. In the middle of the road, I'm smarter, this is way too slow, and I'm more productive, and I'm more innovative, so I'm going to do my own. Think out of the box. So I'm going to do my own map, own rule, put that, adapt to that, and hybrid it, and then start going the wrong direction. Like I said earlier, why you want to be successful so quick? You don't want to somebody put yourself in the helicopter, pick it up and put it on top of the peak. You don't want that. You want to enjoy it, right? Tough time? Sure. Tough time? Enjoy the tough time and know how to get out. Stay alert and then figure out how to get back. It's about the faith. So believe in God, and God is all the advice is free. You gotta give the offer, obviously. But it's all advices are free. God loves us so much. We got all this wisdom and whatever we need. So we can even move the mountain. Mountains out there so big, we can move. Understand? Look at me. I am compared to the mountain mover. This guy came to the United States paying $1 million tax. It's crazy to even think about it. But you are not dreaming right now. You're listening to the guy who made it. It's just stand up and break it. So it's like a moving mountain. I truly believe. And sometimes I feel like God only blessed me, not anybody else, but only blessed me in the whole world. I really mean it. Because I feel so blessed. I'm special. But when you come to your own world, you have your own relationship with God. So believe it, make the most of it, and then yours. Either use it or lose it. The relationship with God is there for you. However, there are losers and winners. Somebody make the most of it, make it your own. The blessing. Now, treat others the way you want to be treated. You know, it's simple. It's a golden rule. You've been to anyone went to the United Nations, that big lobby. There's a big mosaic, maybe big as this room size. It said, treat others the way you want to be treated. It's a golden rule. Then you will have enough friends. It's out there. People don't want to give something, give away. When you drive around, I'm not qualified to say this. When you drive around, give a room. Is it this the thing? I think about what can I do further. I tell you what, you're not losing anything. All those things you give, accumulated so big, and I'm going to stand up and then I step on that top of it and look way taller than actually I am. That's what I think. And so it applies to every action. So treat others the way we will be treated. Now, see, this is I wrote it down here. So success sucks without using it for others. My own success. Oh, this is more my family. Yeah. No. I don't want to bore you, but I got to say it one more time. My mother, and during the war, I was out there at the campsite, the GIs camp here and there, and then I've been asking for chocolates and Hershey bars and things like that, and they throw me in there. One time I got a big orange, and I saw the big GI walking around with a big orange right in his pocket. And when I saw that, I'd never seen orange before. I was 9 years old. And then when I saw that, I went crazy. I want to have that. So I followed that to GI and keep poking at his thigh here. He looked at me and said, give me that. And you already heard that my first English word I learned is give me. And then he just, no, get out of here. And then they walk away. And I thought chase him. I chased him about 20, 30 minutes. And finally he gave up at that. I came home, I ran home. I don't want other kids to see it because they made, big kids to hit me and then take it away. So I hid it and then went home and then closed the door and said, Mom, see what I got. So let's eat this. And then she goes, yeah, I'm proud of you. And all of a sudden she said, you know what? There's a tree house down from us. The young man is sick for last several months and he's ready to die. Everybody thinks he's going to die. How about we give to him this orange and then we can have a lot of orange in the future. I said, are you crazy? No. You don't know how hard it was that I took this. You don't want to eat, I want the whole thing. And she goes, anyway, to make it all very short, and then I end up, as usual, I lost. And then I gave up that orange and give to that sick person next door. And I said to my mind, I don't care that man died or not, my orange. But my mother was working me, and then, okay, give them. And said, son, I want you to deliver. I don't want to be that. Giving up is enough. I don't want to bring the orange, precious orange to the sick guy, I did it. I delivered that. And I didn't know there's orange and several pieces inside. And I got 2-piece bag. And I talked to my mom and said, you get one, I get one. And then she goes, no, you have both. I said, you can have that. And she had a quarter, so I got 1.5. Fast forward, 4 years later, I shared this story to Korean War veterans. On November 11, 1991, I was Grand Marshal in the Veterans Day Parade. And then at the Grand Marshal, at the keynote speech at that night, and I was paying for it, there's the 350 veterans was there. And then found out, and I shared this story. And a month later, Christmas coming. And then I've been getting orange boxes of orange, delivered to my office. 52 cases. My mother was right. She said, we're going to live a long time and we will have plenty of orange. Think about that. How'd she know? It's a work of God. How the God works on us is so important. Learn from her, and a lot of things happen. It's important. Others. Share with others. It's hard to accept that, hard to bite, but this is important to share. And then I think the last slide. That's it. All right, thank you very much. And,
thank you, Mr. Sonny Park. As we close out the evening, I just want to invite up Mr. Jae Eun of the American Korean Friendship Society to come and make some remarks as we close out the night.
Okay, it's almost 9:30. It's time to head to the home. As a matter of fact, I prepared my memo as a closing remark for 30 minutes, but Sunny took too much time. 여러분 감사합니다. 오늘 참 이 귀한 시간에 또 여러 가지 지금 어려운 여건인데 이렇게 여러분들 많이 참석해 주셔서 감사하고, yes, as Sunny said, we are winner. We are not the loser, right? Okay. once again, I'd like to say thanks to everyone who attended this evening, and maybe one of the world's best speakers, Sunny Park. But I haven't paid any money tonight, but we enjoyed his lecture. And the KAC, Eric Kim, and Michael, and the KAC members, they already prepared tonight's event. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good time and challenger. No matter what do you do, no matter where you are, tonight we motivate for our rest of our life. Sunny always say that, Sunny, if Sunny can, I can. I tried to do that, but I couldn't do that. I know that I'm too old to accomplish this. If Sunny can, I can. But maybe the rest of you can do it. So again, thank you so much. And I hope everybody safely get back home and have a safe and wonderful weekend. Thank you.